What's up guys, it's Bye here with another Rise of Kingdoms video. So, I've been hearing a lot of talk about Zenobia is OP in garrisoning, and many KvK are in like a staring contest right now because nobody wants to rally Zenobia. Even for some of the big Imperium Kingdom as well, like people are not willing to rally her. So, today's videos, I want to share with you guys few tips that I think will help you and your kingdom defeat Zenobia. So first, let me put it out there. KvK has to do a lot with the player mentality and the kingdom morale. If your rally is constantly failing and getting bad trade-off, people will get turned off or get discouraged, and you're not gonna see a lot more people. You're gonna see that the amount of people joining the rally is gonna be less and lesser. So one key thing is to keep your kingdom morale high. Sending a rally and let it die is not going to help your kingdom morale. Sending a rally with no field support and player ready to reinforce will guarantee you a bad trade-off and will result to a kingdom morale going down. So, I think people like quantity over quality in KvK. They just want to launch multiple rallies without any preparation, right? In my opinion, it's better to launch like a 3 or 4 good coordination rallies with good reinforcements than to launch like a 10 plus rally without reinforcement and let it die or get bad trade-off. I mean, like bad trade-off is expected in some certain situation, but at the end of the day, you want to prepare. You want to prepare your rally to make sure that it get good reinforcement. So with that being said, to beat Zenobia, you also need to keep your kingdom morale high. So below are some of the key points you and your kingdom can try to beat Zenobia. Number one, Zenobia is strong, right? One reason that makes her strong is because she garrisons structure on alliance territory. So when she garrisons on alliance territory, she gains all that stat boost, actual stat boost from fighting on alliance territory. So that is one thing you need to keep in mind. So to do well against her, you need to make sure that your rally is constantly getting reinforced. And to be able to reinforce the rally effectively, you need field control. So open field is very important. Like without field control, it's gonna be very difficult to maintain a full rally. And now you are setting yourself up for failure if you sending in a rally against Zenobia with no field control or any troop ready to reinforce. So clear the field. You need field control and players waiting nearby to reinforce, so that is one of the key things. Don't launch a 1v1 rally without knowing that people will be there to reinforce. That is one thing I can tell you. If there are a lot of enemies still on the field fighting, I would focus on clearing their field first, burn out their resources, push them back to the city. Make sure you maintain the field presence where the flag that you want to rally. As I mentioned earlier, quality over quantity, right? You want to set yourself up a successful rally against her, and just to launch like multiple rally back to back, it's not helping. Like the more failed rallies against her, the lower your kingdom morale gonna go down, right? So that is keep one thing in mind. Number two, big players need to step up and they will need to swarm, right? They also have to know that when to swarm as well. Like once you have the field control, you can let the rally hit for about like 1 or 2 minutes at least to lower some of the enemy marches inside the structure and force them to refresh. When they have to refresh their marches, that is when the structure go probably below 1.5 million, go to 1.3, 1.4 millions. That is when you should be swarming, right? Do not swarm right away when they are ready to reinforce the structure. You don't want to swarm at that moment, right? A lot of players, they swarm right away. When the people, they are there, right? They're ready to reinforce, so the flag will be full at that time. But you don't want to swarm when the flag is full, right? When the people are ready to reinforce, you want to wait for your chances. When the people ready to reinforce, they already send all the marches in there, and now they have to send the marches back out and they have to refresh the marches inside. That is when you want to swarm. So you want to scale the flag to make sure that, hey, when it goes to below, I'll say below, for Heroic Anthem KvK, somewhere around below 1.6, 1.5 million would be the right time for swarming. for a regular KvK, when the flag is below, I would say 1 million, that is the right time for you to start swarming. And another thing, when swarming the flag, you also need to bring the right commanders for swarming, right? There are commanders that work extremely well for swarming, and there are commanders are not. So some commander I would suggest you to bring for swarming would be, if you have a Tomris. Was it my main account? I have Tomris. If you have a Tomris, bring her. Extremely good debuffer for single target. Like, if you have her, bring her, right? Bring the commanders that can provide the buff and debuff for all the market and the rally itself as well. That is the key. Like or bring Airto Flat. Airto Flat debuff can be very good as well. Like 30% defense health attack reduction for 2 seconds. Very good debuff there. Alex can work very well as well. Damage increase for the market nearby, but not ideal because you cannot guarantee the rally is gonna get the buff. And actually, let me read again. Actually good. Actually, Alex is good because it guarantees the target. The target actually get more damage. Guan Yu is also a very good debuff as well. With 3 seconds silent can help quite a lot. Richter can work very well as well. Damage reduction 30% can help reduce the damage you take from your swarming marches as well as a rally. So you always, Constantine is a very good buffer to bring. Joan of Arc is a very good buffer to bring as well. So you want to bring the commanders that can provide the benefit for multiple marches, right? Like maybe you have to bring Edward with Tomris, but if you can bring Tomris with someone else, definitely bring Tomris with someone else. I wouldn't bring like Artemisia because she doesn't provide any kind of like support, like just skill damage and pretty much just single marches right there. You could bring Elsit as well for swarming, like Elsit with the disable for 1 second, very well debuffs there. I wouldn't bring another Attila because Attila is not good with debuff, right? He bring nothing. I would bring Sadin. Like Sadin debuff is for march speed reduction, right? Healing effect reduction is not. Maybe it can help, but like if the structure gain constant reinforcement, it's not gonna help a lot either. So you have to bring the right commanders that can provide that crazy buff and debuff for ARV marches that got a swarm. So that is another key thing that I want to talk about, right? Like sometimes I see players swarming down the flag, but they don't bring the right commander, right? I saw like Chromatel, Sadin, Attila sometimes, Freddy. You know, sometimes like I just see some of the commanders, especially for the big player, right? For me it's different because I don't have many legendary commanders. But like for the big player, like have a multiple legendary commander, you gotta pick the right one. And you know that you're gonna have to swarm. So bring the market nearby and get ready to swarm down the flag. Provide that buff and debuff for on the flag right there. So that is another key thing for the players that going to swarm. And so like against big Imperium Kingdom, like they gonna have a lot of people reinforcing the structure. So you might want to have 3 or 4 big players have their market nearby and ready to swarm. So not just one player. Like don't swarm till your market go die or like go below 40%. Like if there are other players can also swarm with you without like switch it out when you're below 40% HP. Refresh your marches. Because like when you swarm till your march die, you gonna get very bad trade-off. And you gonna burn out, right? You need to save your troop for other swarm because you won't be swarming just one flag, just putting it out there. You're gonna have to swarm multiple flags. For like Heroic Anthem KvK, like the flag have a 2 million troop capacity. And don't expect good trade-off from swarming Zenobia. So that is another thing. That is where the big fish had to make their sacrifice, right? Small player like myself, like we can help here and there with a little swarming here and there, but most of the time it's gonna come down to the big player who have like over 150 million power players. They can afford to lose some extra troops when it comes to KvK. If you're like a free-to-play T4 player, don't even think about swarming. Like you gotta get wrecked. So that is another thing to put it out there. So those are some of the tips that I want to give to you guys that if you want to do fitter. So here, I have burned a couple of flags in my last KvK that Garrison by Zenobia. So let's watch it here. Here's the first one. So this one you can see right here, right? Like we have a total field control here. Like the rally is doing pretty well. It's been running for about 2 minutes already. There are a couple marches on the side trying to swarm the rally, but on the field itself, like I have a total control on the field. And because I kinda okay, they are not reinforcing the flag fast enough here. And like with my marches nearby, with the rally, with the field control, I swarm it down. They do not get reinforcement coming. So it's an easy swarm there. Like, as long as they don't get constant reinforcement, it's an easy swarm for us. So that is one. Again, right, the situation might be different for a lot of like big Imperium fighting because there could be a lot more city ready to swarm, but you get the idea. So here another one here. This one we also have a kind of has a field control here. We got like a double rallies. I'm swarming down this Zenobia here. We got a double rally here. We got a double rallies here going on, and like the enemy is not on the field, so we have the field control here as well. Okay? You can see my marches are inside the territory here, and like you see that the right moment right there, right? And when it comes to the right moment, like okay, this is it, right? We gotta take it down, right? We cannot let them keep reinforcing it, and some of the actual marches swarming is gonna help speeding up the rally, the damage. You gotta be able to deal more damage to the flag, and you will most likely brings your chance of success for rallying higher. And that is when you have like the big players, right? You gotta come in, you gotta be like, okay, this is it. Set yourself up for a swarm, and you gotta swarm it down. And that is how you burn down Zenobia. How well a double rally plus 5 marches swarming down on the flag here? Can we take it down? So that was me talking during KvK. The flag is getting beat with a lot of troops here, but can we take it down? Come on, like double rally and 5 marches swarming. Come on, we can do this. We can take it down. They can reinforce fast enough. There's no way they're gonna be able to reinforce fast enough there with my 5 marches swarming it down. It's just no way. No way they can't do anything there. It's going down. It's going down there. We destroy it. We destroy it. So, as I said before, right? Like KvK has a lot to do with like the mentality, the player mentality, and the kingdom morale. And like for me, when I play KvK, a lot of time when I see some of the rallies that not like our kingdom rally is not going very well, right? We not able to destroy the flag. That is when I like, okay, like we cannot afford another defeat on the flag anymore. That is when I like, okay, I'm gonna take some losses there. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna swarm it down. I'm gonna wait for my chance. I'm gonna swarm it down because like anytime when you have a multiple rallies launching on an enemy structure and you just can't burn it, it lowers your kingdom morale, and it affects the player mentality as well. Another key thing is that like if you one of the players that like constantly always swarming down the structure, the players from the other kingdoms, they're gonna know, oh, this guy always swarm it down, so they are less likely going to reinforce the structure when they see you present on the field, because they know that you gotta burn the flag down. So you gotta hit on the other players' mentality as well. Like in my last KvK, like a lot of the players from the other kingdom, they know that like I swarm the structure sometimes, like a lot of time, like you can ask the other player as well. They saw me swarming, so like whenever they see me nearby the structure, they are reluctant to reinforce the structure because they know that I swarm, right? If I'm there and if the rally hit and if it gets the good point, I'm gonna swarm it down. So a lot of them, when they see me around, they are reluctant to reinforce the structure because of the mentality. They have that mentality that okay, this guy is gonna swarm the structure here and he gonna burn it regardless, so there is no point for me to reinforce the structure. So you gotta hit on the player mentality there. So it's all about the mentality game against. So those are some of the keys that I think that can help you and your kingdom defeat Zenobia, right? You need to set yourself up for a good rally. You gotta keep your kingdom morale high and constantly reinforce the rally. And the key thing is you need the big player to swap. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys find this video helpful and can help you, I don't know, doing better in your KvKs. Thanks for watching, guys.